Alright, what is good, by Bar Times 2, and today we're back here on GTA 5 once again. A little something different for you guys today, alright? Now, I've actually posted a video, or actually a couple of videos a couple of years ago on how to stance your car in GTA 5. Now, I know stance is not technically the correct term, but it's the easiest way to kind of describe this, and it's what the community knows it as best, so we're going to go with that. This was back in the days before Rockstar gave us parts and the ability to actually drop our cars all the way down to the ground, alright? These are vanilla cars that we used to have to shoot at and stuff like that. So I wanted to kind of go over that today with the new GTA Expanded and Enhanced update for the new consoles. Today we are on PS5. The update is amazing, and I'm finding out stuff that not a whole lot of people are talking about. So, now, obviously a lot of the new cars either already have some kind of suspension to have them slammed and cambered to the ground, but some of them don't, and you can't really, there is really no way to get them to have that nice cambered and static look. So this is where we revert back to the older cars, but in a newer version, alright? So right now behind me is the Sentinel XS, and it is one of the cars that Rockstar added in to be able to be upgraded at how Special works in the Los Santos car meet, which is right here. Now, it is rather expensive. I believe this car in particular was like a little over $1 million. So it is not cheap. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember for sure. We did it in a live stream, but it is quite expensive. So if you have not already done the very first mission, which it'll have this tag right over here, I believe, or like this little emblem. It's one of the HSW missions. The first one is right here, and after you do it, you were able to get your first upgrade for free. So if you're wanting to save that for this, by all means, go right ahead. But to my knowledge, if an older car already in the game was able to be stanced before, after you get it upgraded at HSW, it should be able to stance in the same way again. Today we're going to go over how to stance the cars and the different methods that may apply to them, and just some other small things and features, alright? So like I said, we got the Sentinel XS behind us. And this beautiful chameleon new paint job. Alright, it's beautiful, it's nice. It's HSW tuned with all of the parts on it. So you even got the little sticker back there. Absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. I'm loving the new update, like I said. But, so yeah, I think another thing to keep in mind is you may actually be able to get your cars even lower than you could previously by doing the HSW upgrades. Now, don't quote me on that. I'm not for sure. Please let me know if you can find some kind of comparison or something. But HSW actually offers a upgrade for the suspension that is a little bit lower than the last upgrade you can normally get on the cars. So this thing is already pretty tucked almost. It's got some pretty nice fitment. We've almost got some fender to lip, but you know, the you're not really able to edit the track width in the game, so whatever Rockstar sets it as is pretty much what you're kind of stuck with, which kind of sucks. But I'm going to quit rambling now, and we're going to go ahead and bring this outside. I'm going to show you guys how, in fact, to stance this car in particular, and maybe some ones that will come out in the future, because Rockstar has already announced that they are going to be releasing other old cars to be able to be equipped with the HSW upgrades. So, the two that are out right now that I know for sure that you can stance with the HSW upgrades are this car right here, the Sentinel XS, and the Bravado Banshee. Alright, these are two vanilla cars in GTA that have been in the game since release, I believe. So, this is how you do it, alright? You're going to need either a military rifle, this is the first method, okay, for this car in particular, or an advanced rifle, or not an advanced rifle, or the special carbine or the regular carbine, either one, alright? It doesn't have to be the Mark II, it could just be the regular special one. I prefer to use a military rifle. Two things I do recommend putting on the weapon, if you haven't already, is a suppressor and a flashlight, alright? This will be very helpful, especially at nighttime and stuff like that. So, you're going to go to each of the wheels, alright? Right on D-pad is how you use the flashlight. Don't do left on D-pad or you'll throw a grenade, trust me. I've been there. You can also click in on the right stick and zoom in if you need to as well. And make sure your car is on level ground when you're doing this. So, all you got to do is just find the center right here of the wheel itself. Go down just a little bit, and you're going to find yourself about halfway between the spoke and the actual rim itself and the wheel hub. So you're going to start shooting right here, and you're going to wait to hear the car drop 2 times. The reason I say you're probably going to want a suppressor on is so you can actually hear that drop a little better. So we're going to go ahead and unload a couple of clips. See the car drop once right there, and another time right there. You can also hear it sometimes. It kind of depends on the car as well, like I said, but it is a little easier with the suppressor. Same thing on the back in the exact same spot. And again, the military rifle is a little bit better because it's a little more powerful, so I feel like it actually slams the car down a little quicker. Just a little helpful. Another back wheel over here. Just make sure you're keeping your aim steady too. You don't want to accidentally blow out a tire and have to recoil your car back in. Trust me, I've also been there and done that. And now we've got the front as well. Now, one thing to keep in mind with doing this is your car is going to drop its ride height a lot. And you're also going to sacrifice a lot of handling for this hot boy look. But it doesn't matter, you know. We know how it goes, all right? It's cool. And being cool comes with the cost, all right? But it looks absolutely amazing. You can see we actually have a decent amount of camber. This thing is pretty tucked in the back now. And it's pretty sick. Now, there are other methods for different cars as they do come out. Some of them involve actually shooting like the quarter panels and stuff like that, which you're going to want to use a marksman rifle for. And most of them will be able, you'll be able to like shoot like right here, the bottom of the fender and the wheel well, or the back of the wheel well, I guess, or in between here. Some of them will have you shooting here and or here, and again with those methods you're just waiting for the car to drop, as well as over here, and possibly over here and here. So it really just depends on the car. I've also seen people shoot around like right here as well. So like I said, it just depends on the car. Just make sure you know which car you're stancing and maybe try every single method. These are just all of the methods to be able to do this for your car. And some upgrades, like I said, that you're going to want to make sure that you get and also avoid. You're going to want the HSW suspension all the way down to the ground. It is the best suspension that we can get so far. It's great for handling and whatnot. And it is the lowest that you can get for most of these cars. One thing to avoid is you're not going to want to have bulletproof tires. If you put bulletproof tires on the car, the second you start shooting at them, it is most likely going to explode. I do not know why that is. Maybe they will change that in the future. But luckily, with the tuner update that happened a couple of months ago, you can actually take your car to the Los Angeles Car Meet and take those bulletproof tires off. And I think you can even unequip them in Los Angeles Customs now. Not entirely sure on that. I can't remember. But yeah, so this thing looks absolutely sick. We're going to take it for a test drive here in a second. I just wanted to finish up a couple of things by explaining. Yeah, so it really just depends on the car itself. All the other upgrades don't really matter. Like I said, I definitely suggest going for the lowest suspension you can to get the car as low as possible. Avoid bulletproof tires. And you may, depending on how clean you want this to look, you may want to avoid any like lip accessories that are a little bit lower to the ground, side skirt accessories, and stuff like that. The rear on most of the cars is typically okay. It doesn't morph into the ground, but it's kind of iffy. I had the side skirt extensions on here and the big like track looking front lip on here as well, and for some reason it was glitching into the ground because it was just a little bit too low, and the side skirts would do it as well, so I went ahead and took them off. Keeps the car a little bit more clean, keeps it looking like a real car and not morphing into the ground and everything. So that is something to keep in mind, is just pay attention to the upgrades you're using. Also, if you don't want the car to be as low, you can just shoot each of the tires until it drops once and you're good to go. It'll stay like that. But for the people that I already know are going to ask, no, your car does not stay like this once you put it in the garage. Every time you get it out, every time you recall it in, you're going to have to do this all over again. But like I said, Hot Boy, it comes at a cost, all right? The Hot Boy style comes at a cost, okay? But it's great. It makes your car look a lot better and a lot different. I'm really glad that this actually works on the HSW cars. As you can see, we got a beautiful little poke right there from the front. The rear is kind of mimicking that as well. And it really depends on the car on how low you can really slam these things to the ground. But most of these methods will work on almost all the older cars. I think the first cars that really weren't able to be like stance like this were back when like the Gauntlet Hellfire came out. So like pretty much every car before that is able to be stance, and a couple of other ones after the Hellfire were able to be as well. But for the most part, man, all these older cars are pretty much the only things you can really do this method with. So it's pretty cool. I feel like not a whole lot of people know about it anymore, just because nobody really owns the older cars anymore. So GTA is giving us kind of a reason to own these older cars again, and I think it's pretty nice. So it's pretty sick. Like I said, you are going to sacrifice a little bit of handling, and it is quite costly to upgrade to HSW. But it is what it is. Like I said, if you want to be a hot boy and roll like this, man, it's gonna come at a cost, okay? But it's all right. 'Cause, I mean, just look at how sick this thing looks rolling, bro. It's just super sick, dude. So yeah, I just figured I'd show you guys that because I feel like nobody has really talked about it yet. So I just wanted to go ahead and talk about it and show you guys this because I've not really seen anything about it. And I thought it was rather interesting because I was really afraid that because of all the new cars aren't able to do this anymore, I was afraid that it was gonna actually mess up the cars that could already do it once you put the HSW upgrades on. So I was very, very happy to see when we were streaming and we upgraded this car that it's still possible to do it. So I'm very happy, and I think this is pretty revolutionary, I feel like. I wouldn't say revolutionary, I guess, but it is really cool. And I don't know, maybe we'll start seeing some more stance meets pop up in the future. I myself have been really planning on doing some next-gen car meets. I would love to play with the PS4 boys, because I know not everybody can afford a next-gen console, or a PS5 especially, and they're hard to come by, alright? They're very hard to come by, but we'll see how it goes in the future, alright? I was hoping that GTA would be cross-play with old-gen, but I just don't see it happening. Especially with all the new updates and stuff. It would make it a little harder. But I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, it's a little different. I haven't really posted like some like car tricks and tips in a while about GTA, so I'm thinking about probably trying to post some more of those again, because either people have forgotten how to do things or they just simply never knew. And a lot of these things have been overlooked over the years. So nobody really even either knows that they exist or, like I said, forgot them, or they just quit doing them, so because they didn't have to anymore. So I'm going to try to do some more tips and tricks and stuff like that, like bumper removals, how to set your steering wheel in a certain angle, and stuff like that. Stuff that I use in like pretty much all of my videos sometimes that people continuously ask about. So I'm going to do some stuff like that, maybe some older paint tricks, and try to revive some of my old videos that have methods that still work. So I really hope you guys enjoyed, like I said, and I'm going to quit rambling and let you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that this helped you out, and I hope this made you happy, because it made me very happy. As soon as I slammed the car to the ground with this method, it reminded me right back to the old days of joining car meets on PlayStation communities and just immediately grabbing my car and rushing to actually stance it with the shooting method and make my way out there to show off the car. So that's been your boy Bar Times 2. I love you guys dearly and truly. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.